in cloud, every time you need it, the file will be available. All the the data will be available for you, and this in secure position.
Perfect. Yeah, that's true. So yes, I completely agree with you, and I think you picked up very good points. So that is fine. Perfect. So
Thank you.
oh, okay. So let's don't waste the time and let's start. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen with you, and
Yes.
I think I will take some time so on the theory part because that is actually interesting and probably it will be useful for you, right? So maybe many things you already aware, but I think we should spend some time over it. So that's why I'm just sharing that. Okay,
Okay.
let's start. Yes. So uh, you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first of thing, like what is cloud computing, right? So cloud computing provides us a mean by which we can access the application as utilities over the internet, right? It allows us to create, configure, and customize applications online. With cloud computing, users can access database resources via the internet from
Yes.
as long as they need without worrying about any maintenance or management of actual resources. Right.
Okay.
So I think I'm clear here. This is
Yes.
this is quite easy, and the services are available over internet, right? Whatever
And global.
you are doing, like you need a server, it is available over internet, correct?
Yes.
And you can access it over a browser easily. Right now, these days these services are available over browser as well. Earlier, if you compare, so this thing used to be very difficult, right? If you want a server, you need to purchase it, correct? And you need to focus a lot of time on the configuration as well, that what should be the configuration, right?
Yes.
What is happening that if configuration is not good for you, right, it is not working, you can change it anytime, and according to that price limit will get changed, right?
Yes.
So this become very easy. Earlier, when the things over the hardware part, so if you purchase any server to get a replacement of that, that will be very difficult. But over the
Yes.
cloud, all things are very easy, right? So this is the benefit. Now, what is that? What is cloud? So the term cloud refer to a network or internet. In other words,
Yes.
you can say that cloud is something which is present at remote location. So it is not with us; it is with somewhere else. So this means that we are not managing the things. Uh, the vendor is managing the things. Vendor is having the data center, right? And they are giving us the server over a particular price, right? So you can say it is a rent shop. Nothing is,
Yes.
it is for rent. So vendor could be anyone, AWS, Azure, or Google, or whatever the popular clouds is. So three clouds are basically most popular: AWS, Azure, and your last one, Google.
Yes.
Now, cloud can provide services over network, that is over public network and private network, right? So public network, that is like it is available for public, right? If you are
Yes.
hosting a website, if you are hosting a website, you can say that it is over the public network. But if there is some database, right? Database is not available for public. Like Facebook will give you the application access, but they will not give you the database access. That what are their database, right?
Yes.
They are in their private data center. or private network. So if it is private network, we will not be able to access it. Now, cloud computing refers to manipulating, configuring, and accessing an application online. So we can access the application online. It offers online data storage, so even storage the infra are on over the internet or online. Cloud computing is both a combination of software and hardware-based computing. So even server is also over the internet, over the cloud, online, and software is also over the cloud. So this is something like you can see the infra here, application infra storage. So all things
Yes.
are there at one place. You can imagine it any data center, AWS, GCP, or Azure.
Yes.
People are accessing it various
The users.
users. Yeah. So I think we
The
are clear till now.
infrastructure here is data centers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Infrastructure, it could be servers, it could be your storage, uh,
Yes.
normally these things. So I think we are on the same page and we are agree with these points, right?
Okay.
Now the things come that there are certain services and models working behind the scene, making the cloud computing feasible and accessible to end users. Following are the working models for cloud computing. So now we are talking about in more depth, right? About the backend
Yes.
structure. So there are two things. One is deployment model, one is service model. Deployment model, like how we are deploying the things, correct? And service
Yes.
model, how we are providing the services to end users. So if we talk about deployment models, so there are four types of deployment model normally. And after this, public, private, and hybrid are most popular. Community is not that much popular. Public, private, and hybrid. Okay.
Yes. That is
Now,
deployment model.
that is deployment model. Yes.
So in deployment, they have a public public cloud,
Mhm.
public cloud and private cloud.
Correct.
Okay.
So, yes. So if I say public cloud allows system and services to be easily accessible to the general public. Okay, I hope you already recording the session. If you want, you can record this session if
Okay.
further uh, things, right? So, so the public cloud allows system and services to be easily accessible to general public, right? Public cloud may
Yes.
be less secure because it's openness. Example, email. So you're
Yes.
accessing your Gmail, right? You are
Yes.
using your Facebook. So these all things, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all things are example of public cloud, right? They are available for public.
Okay.
Now, because they are easily available, you can access them. So there is a security risk also, right? Because it is available, so these are maybe less secure. Correct. Now,
It's open. Yes.
now the second terms come, which is called private cloud. So private cloud you can't access until and unless you have been given specifically the permissions, right?
Yes.
Like you should have the VPN client with you, and over the VPN cloud, with the help of VPN cloud, you can access those services. So, so this kind of things called private cloud. Now, third thing is hybrid cloud. Community cloud we will discuss in last. So hybrid cloud. So hybrid cloud is a mixture of public and private cloud. So for example, I have one website which have few web servers and which have few database server as well. Correct. So
Yes.
base is connected with the website. Now web servers I will put in public cloud because that website need to be accessed via public. You got my point?
Yes.
But database is something which I don't want to share with public, right? So I will keep
Yes.
private cloud. Clear? So
Yes.
This way, we are using a combination of public and private cloud, and that's why we are saying that this is hybrid cloud.
Mhm.
Now, the fourth term is for your information, like community cloud. So it is like
Yes.
a group of organization collected their resources and put it over some place, right? And
Yeah.
only those organization can access those resources. So this is called community cloud.
Yes. Community cloud.
Yes. So that was the deployment, public, private, and hybrid cloud. Now let's come to the service model, that how we are offering the services. So there are basically three basic service model. One is infra as a service, another is platform as a service, and third term is software as a service. So you can note down if required. This is a good point. You will
Yes.
have this term, infra as a service. So if I'm talking infra as a service, so the core IT services, like you want to share your server, right? And you want to share
Yes.
the server with you want to use you need one server. So server is something which is hardware. This is nothing related to the end user, right? It is just
Yes.
hardware server. So hardware services like memory, right? Like
Memory.
yeah, storage. So you need this thing, and these are the core thing to manage a IT data center. Correct. So this is called infra as a service. So if you are providing one server, one Linux server, one Windows server to end user, so you are providing infrastructure to that user.
Yes.
That end user has to work on it. They have to install the required software and do all such things. Correct. So this is
Yes.
we are providing infra as a service. Now, the second one is PaaS, platform as a service. So, platform as a service, you can say that you are a database administrator, right? You are working on Oracle application, right? So now what we are doing that uh, over the cloud, just rather than providing the server, you cloud is also like vendor is also providing AWS, Azure, or your GCP or any other cloud. They are also providing the database services.
Yes.
So they just give the one Oracle data server link to end user, right? They are not giving the hardware. They are just giving one link, one end link, one endpoint to user, that this is your database login link. Just click there, give your user ID, password, and you can work on your Oracle application, right?
Okay.
Suppose you are a developer, so they created one platform, Java development, Java platform, PHP platform. This is ready. You don't need to install any software and all such. You just need to log in into that URL and you can work on that. So that is called platform as a service.
Platform as a service.
Yes. Still, you have to write your code and do the things, but software and all such things are taken care by vendor. Now, third term come which is software as a service. So this is very easy. Like you are having one software in your mobile application, which is called
Yeah.
right. So Facebook is for end user. You know, don't need to do any coding.
Any-
Right? You don't need to. You just need to give your user ID, password, and have to work it. Correct.
Yes.
So that is something which is called software as a service. Office 365 that is available. You don't need to install the software. You need to just use the end user login. You just need to use the URL and you can log in into your system. So that is example of software as a service. So all these things are having some common benefits, which is called usually build based on users, right? So
Yeah.
whatever you use, they set up some charge for that. Like for infra as a service for servers, they used to charge over per hour basis. So in AWS, if you are using server for 5 hours, you just need to pay for 5 hours.
Yes.
If you are using for 1 month, you have to pay for 1 month. As-
1 month.
So pay per use. they use, right? And it can be used, it usually multi-tenant. So multi-tenant means that a server normally consume your CPU, your memory, and your storage, right?
Yes.
So in these things, two things, which is called CPU and your memory, right? These two
Yes.
are things which can be shared with other client also because they don't have any private information, right? So,
Yes.
so it can be shared with other users. If you are not using, suppose you have bought 25 processor server, right? Every
Okay.
your server is not utilizing those 25 CPU. So if it is not utilizing, that capacity is available and it can be shared with some other client.
Okay.
Benefit will be that because it is shared, so your costing will be less, right? If it is
Yes.
completely for you, then they will charge on the higher side and it will call dedicated instance. Got my point? So if it is dedicated, there will be higher price. If it is multi-tenant, that means multi-person, multi-people are using that applications, those resources, then pricing will be on the lesser side. So two things. Normally, based on charges, like whatever you use, you have to pay for that, and it
Yes.
will be multi-tenant, right? So multiple client can use the resources if required.
Yes.
Then platform as a service, I given you one example like Oracle application, right? They used to install that application, PHP application, Java application. So if it is ready, you will get one endpoint. You need to give your user ID password and you just have to do your work on Java application, PHP application. Even you don't need to install any application. It is ready for you.
Yes. Platform as a service.
Platform as a service.
Hmm.
Two examples, like if you are using Azure application, that is again AWS, Amazon AWS portal, right? Again, that is also an example of pass only
Yes. Azure.
Azure. Then software as a a service, that software is completely ready and it is available for end users. You just need to log in and have to work. This again, they charge based on the users, right? One use
Yes.
$50 cost. So they normally used to charge like that, right? Highly
Yes.
scalable. So all these things are highly scalable. If you want to increase the capacity, you can easily increase. That is not a big deal in cloud. Earlier, it used to be a very big question because there is a lot of finance involvement there. A lot of time will include there. So now, highly scalable and multi. Few example, you are using Facebook application, you are using Office 365, you are using Gmail, Google Talk. Now it is expired, right? Uh, Not in use. And Gmail, Office 365 mails, all these are example of
Yes.
SaaS. So you can see this screen if you are using any of software. These all over are only on cloud, right?
Yes. Dropbox. I use Dropbox.
Yeah, Dropbox. I think you also use YouTube,
Yes. YouTube.
YouTube, Facebook, right? Maybe
Netflix.
Netflix, right?
Yes.
These are the common things which we all are using actually these days. Gmail, Instagram, right?
Email. Yes.
LinkedIn. So these all are available over internet only, and
Yes.
we are using that. So advantage, pay per use. Whatever you use, you have to pay only for that. If you use 10
Yes.
hours, you just need to pay. No upfront fees, bill comes over monthly basis, right? So you don't need to immediately pay. You have to pay once your monthly billing start. Flexibility. If you have one server, you want two servers, you can do that, right? You want
Yes.
two servers, you can do that. Elasticity. Suppose you purchase one server which is of 8 GB RAM. and you want that it is not no, I don't need that, right? I need more. So you are saying that you need 16 gig server. So you can use that. You can you can increase the capacity also.
Yes.
Avoid hardware maintenance. You never need to log in into, you never need to go to AWS data center. Like, okay, boss, I have some data issue. I have some hardware problem. If there is some hardware issue, they will take care. You don't need to worry at all. Correct?
Yes.
No need to think about data. Same thing. Then improve performance because no high availability is already there. Their their backend system is too strong that downtime will be very less. So basically performance is increased.
Yes.
No need to worry about licensing. Now we don't need to purchase. Now we don't need to think about license. If we are using the service, that means they already taking care of license. It is their deal. It is not your deal.
Yes.
Ease in audit because all things are clear, right? So
Yeah.
audit is also very easy. Now it is not difficult because all things are on the papers and you can check the thing over the records, right? Device independence. So you can access the things over laptop, over mobile, anywhere you can access the things. Correct.
Yes.
So these are few benefits. Disadvantage. I think this is the one big disadvantage. Do you agree with me?
No.
Because if you don't have internet connection, if your internet connection got lost, you might not able to connect your services, right?
Yes.
So this, I think this is the one disadvantage. So please put your questions with me. I am ready for that now.
Okay. So now disadvantage is that it required internet. So if you don't have internet, no access.
No access, yes.
Okay. That is all.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I see your screen.
Perfect. So,
Mm.
so yes, this is the few things which I want to discuss so that you will be familiar and you understand the things, right?
Okay, perfect.
Now, let's start the practical things. So,
Yes.
practical things, you need to note down this URL aws.amazon.com.
Yes, I have it.
Okay, so now you need to log in into this account.
Yes. Log into my free tier account.
Your
My free tier account.
future account.
Amazon console.
Yes, yes, yes. I am doing that only. Somehow I am not able to log in.
I already logged in Amazon.
Perfect. So as you know that we will focus over the practicals, right? And today I want you to log out.
I log out.
Mhm. So here you simply give user ID and password. That is fine. Now, so
I have,
there are few things which actually what I will do, I will I do have something which is so to make the things easy, basically I used to note down the few detail points which we need to cover, right? So that we can be on the same page and we can do
Yes.
this quickly, right? So how to create a free tire account, it is clear to you. So that is done.
Yes.
This is, it's a green. Then cloud benefits we understood. Then
Yes.
course content discussion, I want to do that with you. Okay. Then we need to understand this thing. AWS architecture. Okay.
Yes.
What is reason? AG is availability zone. And edge locations. So once you log in into your console, you will see on the right top, these things are there. These are the regions, right? Where
Yes.
AWS is providing your services. Correct. So where you are living right now?
In Lincoln, Nebraska. It's close to Ohio, Chicago.
Ohio, right? So if you see here, Ohio, this one is near to you. So this is the reason, right? And these are the different other reasons. Like I am living in India, so I can see my region, right? India, it is nearby for me. It is Mumbai, right? Asia Pacific. So I can use that one, right?
Yes.
This way, reasons are there where you are using services. So whatever the servers you are creating, right? These are basically over that particular region. So if you are creating one server, that will be created in Ohio data center if you select that region, right? So I have to select my first region. So
Yes.
that is the first thing which we need. Do you know how
So we
server?
select the region that is close to me.
Close to me? Exactly.
Yes.
You are you comfortable? Like, have you launched any EC2 server in past?
Yes.
So you are comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do one thing, right? Let's discuss the course content, and I will have then fair understanding that what the services you are aware, and then we can quickly go in the right direction.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, so this is something like AWS architecture we are discussing right now. AWS console, you are aware, right? So this is introduction part and free tier account. Then we have service of EC2 and EBS, right? So what do you understand with EC2 and EBS?
Elastic cloud computing.
Correct.
Yes. So we use EC2 to launch the instance, create the volume, create the bucket. No, yes, and
And what about EBS? That is perfectly fine, you know, that because we have to learn from scratch. So that is clear, right? So this is not like that. What I just want to understand, like your understanding, so that I can spend the correct way, right? Explain the things.
okay.
So what do you think about EBS? Any idea?
EBS is Elastic Block Store.
It's classic blockbuster. Perfect. Yeah.
Yes. EBS is used to add the volume in the running instance.
Man, you are champ. Cool. That's perfect. Right. You,
Yes, because if you have some instance running and the instance need more space
Mhm.
to, to make the traffic easy, you have to use Elastic Block Storage Block Store to add the volume in that instance.
Exactly. That is the point. Yeah. So that's true. Right. So in EC2 and ABS, we will discuss if we are talking about EC2, that means we are talking about virtual machine every time.
Which,
Right.
yes,
And that virtual machine could be two things. One could be Linux machine, one could be your Windows
Windows.
machine. Those two type of machine we will deal in, right? So we will
Okay.
talk about EC2, like how to manage the virtual servers, how we can create of images of virtual servers, how to
Yes.
backup and restoration of virtual servers, right? This is
Yeah.
very critical things, right? These are the core services, and believe me, once you learn core services, you will be able to manage any AWS service. Correct? So
Okay.
this course, AWS Solution Architect Associate, will provide you the fundamental basics about all the core services, and if you done that one well, you can do any other services, right?
Okay.
Otherwise, there are approximately 300 services. You will not be able to cover all the things, but if you learn these things, you will clear all these things, right? We will understand how to create the images for that. We will understand about EBS. So EBS is when we are talking about servers, we have to add storage, hard disk to those servers. So for storing the adding the hard disk, we need EBS service, which is Elastic Block Storage. Correct. So then we will also see that how we can host a website on AWS. So we
With
want to host
Apache?
a website, we can do that,
Okay.
right? Then the term come which is called auto scaling and load balancing. So you have hosted your website. Now you need to increase the load. Sometime your website got popular, right? And
Yes.
then load got increases. So auto scaling will add another servers as per our setup, right? So it will
O-
add the new servers as per our load, right? So we can set up the condition kind of like if the CPU utilization is more than 70%, then add a new server, right? if
Yes.
if load get stable now, and now load is not much, reduce one server. You can do all such thing, right? And you can use load balancer as well. So if a website is coming, you can keep multiple servers behind that, and the traffic will get distributed to multiple servers, which definitely will increase your performance. Got my point? and
Yes.
and even if one server goes down, your website will be up. So that is major advantage of load balancer. So we will discuss all this.
Okay.
Then there is service Route 53. So Route 53 is a DNS kind of service where you manage all your website records, right? So if you are
Yes.
hosting your website, you will manage it via Route 53. Then we have S3. So S3 is similar to Google Drive, OneDrive, your Dropbox. Okay. So
Yes.
S3 is simple storage service, and as I said that you can use it as a Google Drive. You can keep uploading your files here, right? So it is not a hard disk, it is a object based storage where you can upload your files.
Okay.
right? So we will learn a lot of about that. Then we will come over VPC, which is virtual private cloud. Okay. So virtual
Yeah.
private cloud is something like if you are putting all the things over AWS, uh, that means you are putting your all things over public cloud, right? So if you are
Yes.
putting your all things over public cloud, that is not very recommended things. And as organization do that, then they used to create their separate network, right? So
Yes.
in similar way, in AWS also we can create our own networks and we can put resources in those networks only, which means that other clients, other people will not be able to access our resources until and unless we have given the permission to them. You got
Yes.
it, right? Then CloudWatch is something for monitoring, right? So
Yes. CloudWatch is something for monitoring.
correct.
Yes.
In your resources, like if your server goes down, you should get an alert that my server goes down, right?
Yes.
So we will achieve it via CloudWatch. So if you see here, we are managing all the IT services, all the IT resources. Like we are managing virtual servers, we are managing storage, we are doing the auto scaling, load balancing, we are managing the website hosting, we are managing the object-based storage, we are managing the network part, we are managing the monitoring, right? So
Yes.
so all major services which is required in IT we are managing, and that's not less. Here it is your RDS database.
Identification.
So
Ident
database is also you can manage via AWS, and there are how many database most popular right now? MySQL, right? SQL
okay.
Server and Oracle Server. These three servers are most popular in database. You can easily create these servers using RDS.
Yes.
IAM is something which is called Active Directory. So, if you heard about Active Directory, if you know about that, it is for managing all your users who can access your AWS resources.
Active Directory.
Yes,
Yes. So Active Directory is used for user management.
user management. Similarly, in AWS, you are having IAM service,
Yes.
which is replacement of Active Directory, you can say,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So we will learn about that one and multiple different AWS support services. These are not very much popular. You should aware you can know about that, but these are not very core services. But you should have the fair understanding of these services, how what they are and how do they work.
Yes.
But till 6 point, right? These all services are very important. Then we will understand about backup and DR, high availability, best practices, calculator and billing, right? Then
Yes.
we'll give you exam papers as well. So I will give you one course where you can find 4 or 5 exam papers which
Okay.
you can use and you can be exam ready, practical ready, right?
Okay.
So this is
I want to take the exam before the 15th of December.
15th of December. If we are doing it regularly, maybe you can achieve it.
Yes.
Hopefully, let's try. Okay.
Okay. Let us
Let's see
try.
how it goes. Okay. Okay. So, Eric, I think you got the things. And one thing there that if you feel somewhere that you have some doubt, feel free or you want some break, feel free to let me know. We are having one session. So, that is very easy.
Okay. I know one break.
You are looking for
Let,
one break?
let us go.
Okay. Yeah. So, you can tell me. Feel free to then. Right? Okay.
Okay.
So this part is also covered. Now, I was talking about reason. So you are clear now what is reason, right?
Yes. The region is the location of the data centers.
Location of the data center. Exactly.
Yes. And in the region, we have the minimum of 2 availability zone.
Perfect. Minimum 2. And
Minimum 2, maximum 6.
exactly. Cool. So you got that one, right?
And we have a 77 availability zone.
77 availability zone as of now. And the count is increasing day by day, right?
Yes, day by day. Yes. And 27 region. The region is 27 or 24?
I remember till now 24, right? Even if you added, I am not sure. But this count is like you should know for the knowledge purpose, like 24 is the recent as per my information. But if are few more, then it is not an issue.
Okay.
Okay. And then edge location is there. So how you can find, oh, and one more thing, availability zone is equal to data center. Am I clear? Availability zone is equal to data center.
Yes.
Okay, so if your availability zone goes down, that means your one data center goes down. That means. Okay. And now the third picture thing is come, which is called edge location. So I will do some drawing here and I will complete my hobby by using this, right? So this is you can say that right now very bad drawing. Okay. So here if you go, this is your US region. Okay.
Yes.
Kind of this. This is Africa. This is
Europe.
Europe. This is somewhere Asia, right? Australia, kind of things. This is big China, right? China, Japan, etc. Right? Now you have created one website, right? You have one server in US location. Okay? You have one server in US location. Okay? And now people are accessing it from different location. You have one website and that is very popular. People are accessing it. So people at US location can easily access it. Am I correct?
Yes.
But if people are accessing it from India, Asia, it will take
Yes.
more time, right?
Yes.
There will be delay. Correct?
Yes.
So they have put it one concept which is called edge location. So for different
Edge.
location, they have set up different edge locations, right?
Yes.
And in this way, what they are doing actually, they are copying these things and they are doing caching over that, right? So this website get cache all at different place, right? Now, what is the benefit if somebody requesting from Asia or can say somebody from requesting from Asia, yeah, Australia, it will go first here.
Yes.
You will see that is the information is available here or not. It is not there. It will go there. First time there will be latency. They will provide the information here, right?
Yes.
But now magic on the second part. Now another request come, they will see that this information is now here, right? It got cached here, right? They used to say cache, like over the internet browsing we use caching, right? So
Catch it. Yes.
yeah, so same thing they did here. They are having that information now, so other user will get easily here. Correct?
Yes.
So they don't need to follow the long path. This way, they are saving the lot of time, and website performance become very good after doing this. So this is called edge locations concept, and by this way, we are serving many benefits and we are reducing the latency. Latency is to get the response time from a website, right? So if it is
Yes.
lower side, that is better. So I'm clear till the edge location, right? You understand
Yes.
region availability zone edge location. That is fantastic part because these are most important things. And console you already know, right? AWS console we are familiar. We have to log.
The edge location is a data centers that they put there.
It is not a data center. It is somewhere you can say some storage point where they are collecting the information about their website.
Ah, okay.
It is not a data center. Data center is equal to availability zones, right? Edge locations are many, more than availability zones. Okay,
Okay.
and they are on over different place.
Okay.
So there is one service which is called CloudFront. This is very popular there, and it is also known as CDN in Azure, right? So the benefit is that if your website is performing slow because it is on located on distance place, you can use the CloudFront technology, which is using edge location technology behind that, and by this way you can easily increase the performance of your website.
To increase performance of the website.
We are using edge locations, and there is one service which is called CloudFront. It is using edge location technology. So suppose
And
somebody is saying that my website is performing slow, you can ask that you can use CloudFront, right, to increase the performance,
okay. And reduce latency.
reduce latency. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we are good till point, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move to the practical part. First, you log in into that, ensure you have chosen your right region, then go to services, then in compute you will find EC2. Click there. Now, this dashboard you will see, you have to click on instances. Then you can click your servers. So I already have one server. Let me just stop it. Now, if you need to launch your new server, you can launch it by just clicking on launch instances. So here you can see your different servers. So total 39 AMI is there. So AMI is nothing, it is a template which is of different servers. Like if you are using Amazon Linux, you can use that one. If you want Red Hat server, you can use that one, right? The latest version will be there. SUSE, Ubuntu, all different servers are there. Windows server, Windows latest 2019 is there, right? So Windows servers, Windows server with SQL server you are having. So if you want to use any server, you can check here. Ubuntu server 18 is there, right? Ubuntu server 16 is there. So whatever the server you want, you can choose it from here. Suppose I use Red Hat Linux 8. Okay. So I need to click on this and just ensure, because you are using free tier. So just ensure that it is free tier eligible. If it is free tier eligible, then we are good to go. If you choose different server, you will be charged, right? So just keep in that point in mind. Click on select. Then on the next step, you can find different families. So this thing is important. These are
Yeah,
different configuration, right?
the instance family.
Instance family. So this is the instance family, and this is like T2, T3 is for general use, M4 is for general use, right? And C5 is CPU based, R is memory based, where you will find more memories. So these are different generations. Uh, do you want me to discuss about AWS families? So these are basically general purpose. Okay.
Yes.
So A1 category, T3, these are M6, as I said. M, T, and A. These categories are for general purpose, for regular use. Right. So you will get
MVP.
memory here. Like if it's one CPU, you will get 2 GB RAM. If 8 CPU, you will get 16 GB RAM. Right?
Yeah.
Then there is compute optimize. So C is for compute optimize. So here it is more focus on compute CPU,
Compute. Yes.
right? So if you see 2 CPU, 4 GB RAM, 4 CPU, 8 GB RAM, just double, right? 64 CPU. Up now, if you see, you are going to till 64 CPU, and you are getting only 128 GB double RAM, right? So this is
Yes.
compute optimized family. This is C category is all about compute optimized. Then memory optimize. So R category and X category is for memory. And how this is like, if you are having one CPU here, you are getting 8 GB RAM.
Yes.
So you notice down the difference, right? On the CPU, it is just double. One CPU, 2 GB RAM. Here, one CPU, 8 GB RAM. That means more focus on memory.
More memory. Yes.
Yeah. So if you are looking for more memory, you should choose memory optimized category. Correct. Family.
Okay.
Then accelerated computing, it is for P category. This is the new one where performance is much better, because hardware accelerator are there and co-processor are there. So P category is for that. These are very costly servers, but this is, yes, that option is also available.
Yeah.
Then storage optimized. So I3 category are I3D and H are storage optimized, where more focus is on storage. More focus is on storage, right?
Yes.
Just give me 1 minute. One call is coming. Hmm? Give me two.
Okay.
हेलो. हाँ भाई साहब, नमस्कार. बस ठीक है. ठीक ठाक भाई साहब, सही है. नहीं आया भाई साहब, मेरा नहीं हो पाया ना. वही हो रहा है. नहीं हो पाया, थोड़ा सा रुका हुआ है. निर्मल बाबा के पास जाना पड़ेगा, थोड़ी सी कृपा लेने. हाँ. हाँ बस ऐसे ही. हाँ मैं अभी होम्योपैथी वालों के पास गया था, उनसे बोला था मैंने, कभी दिक्कत ऐसे ऐसे बताई थी. उन्होंने कुछ दवाई बदली सी, तो थोड़ा बहुत फर्क पड़ा था. फिर फिर अभी हिमाचल जाने का हो रहा था, तो हिमाचल जाने का भी एक दो बार ऐसे ही बनते बनते हैं ना, आजकल जैसे चल रहा है ना. हिमाचल में धर्मशाला है ना, वहाँ पे कहते हैं। हाँ, आयुर्वेदिक आयुर्वेदिक होता है वहाँ पे। हाँ, धर्मशाला में ना आयुर्वेदिक होता है, जो तिब्बती लोग होते हैं ना, उनका है कुछ। वो है, लेकिन वो जो है वहाँ पे जाना नहीं हो पा रहा, 3 दिन का है वहाँ पे, 3-4 दिन का जाने आने का। तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा दिक्कत हो रहा है, आजकल जा नहीं पा रहे। 2-4 बार बस ऐसे ही बनते बनते हो गया। काम का भी है, फिर और भी था कि जिसके साथ जाना है वो भी अवेलेबल होना चाहिए, है ना? फिर पहले रिपोर्ट आनी थी, उसका भी चक्कर था। फिर कभी कभी पापा भी कह देते हैं कि भाई अभी थोड़ा सा रुको, पहले देखें यहाँ से फर्क लग रहा है तो ये है ना, तो चीजें थोड़ा सा होता है। तो ये था। और इसी चक्कर में इस बीच में कभी कभी वहाँ का रहते रहते हैं, फिर वो अलवर का भी जाने का नहीं हो पाया, वो भी रुका पड़ा है। अभी ये होम्योपैथी वाला चल रहा है, वैसे थोड़ा बहुत फर्क है, मतलब वही क्या हो रहा है जी पीछे से। बस बस वही है थोड़ा सा। और आ गए वापस नहीं? वही हो। अच्छा, कब आने का है? अभी तो आजकल वैसे ज्यादा हो रहा है, अभी तो थोड़ा टाइम रुक ही जाऊंगा मेरे ख्याल से। हाँ, क्योंकि आजकल तो बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, डर सा लगता है यार। चलो जी, ठंड भी बढ़ गई अब तो। हाँ, ठीक है, वैसे फिर मिलते हैं। Bye. Hello. Yeah. So I'm back.
Yeah.
So this is about instance family. So this is like, moreover, you can understand like whatever is your requirement, you can take the required family, right? If your focus is on storage, so you should choose that one. If you are general using, you should use that one. According to that, your pricing will get changed, right?
Yes.
So for us right now, T2.micro is sufficient. It is free tier eligible. You will get one CPU and 1 GB RAM. If you need
Yes.
higher configuration, you can choose from here and you can choose your required thing, right? So one CPU, one RAM, one memory. Next. So now the next question thing come, that how many servers? So how many server you want to launch, right? Then right now we are using default AWS VPC. So we are not creating our VPC. We have to use AWS VPC, right? So we will use that one.
Yes.
Then this thing is called availability zone. Subnet is equal to availability zone, right? So
Yes. Subnet is a availability zone.
correct. So if you are choosing US is 2A, so that means availability zone A, B, C. So you can choose as per your requirement. So it will show how many IP addresses are available, so you can use that one. Okay. Then public IP address should be assigned with you or not, so you can select here. Like, it is by default for public subnet, it should be enabled so that you can connect it with internet. So if it is
Yes.
disabled, you will not be able to connect it with your internet. Now, placement group we will discuss later. Capacity reservation we will discuss later. Join directory not required. IAM role not required as of now. So, shutdown behavior. So, if you shut down, it should stop rather than terminate. You can choose change it to terminate as well. Okay. Then, if you want, you can use Hibernate also. So, Hibernate option is also there. You understand Hibernate, right?
Yes.
Then termination protection. So by default, somebody not terminate that server by chance. So you can click on this option and it will ensure that terminate option will get disabled and you need to change it manually to allow the termination. So the benefit will be that somebody will not accidentally delete it.
Okay.
Then monitoring. So there are two kind of monitorings there. One is simple monitoring, one is detailed monitoring. So simple monitoring is by default available, which is for 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes, AWS is checking your server by connecting it, right? That response is coming or not. Response is coming or not. If it is not coming, then uh, it will let you know. But you can monitor that thing, and if you want, you can do detail monitoring. In that case, it will check every minute rather than every 5 minutes. It will check every minute, but for that they will charge additional. Got my point? Then
Yes.
we discuss about shared and dedicated. So shared is where your resources can be shared with others, right? And dedicated, if you allocated 10 GB RAM, it is with you only. Nobody, no other person will share. But
Yes.
using shared, RAM can be shared if you are not using it. But as I said, if you are using dedicated, it will be on the higher side.
Yes.
So clear till now, right? Then network card. So if you are using any network card, if you want to assign multiple IP address, you can do that from here.
Yes.
Then click on next. Here you can add your hard disk, right? So one hard disk is 10 GB is already there with Ubuntu Red Hat. You can add another hard disk which is of 10 GB say, right? And you can click on next. Then you can add tags here, right? So whatever the important information, suppose server owner, right?
Yes.
Server owner is Mr. Eric. Is there. So the useful information you can fill in tags, okay? Look,
Yes.
so such kind of things. So this is very important. Location, California, okay? Backup. So you can tell that backup should be enabled or not for this server. So such kind of things you can do. Okay. Next, security group. So security group is a firewall for your system.
Yes.
मम्मी से कह दे मम्मी से कह दे यार नहीं तो फिर मैं इसके बाद क्लास के बाद 15 मिनट security group is a firewall for your system. So by default, everything is blocked for your system. That means you cannot connect to your EC2 instance even. It is your instance, this is perfectly fine, but you cannot connect it because everything is blocked for your server. What you need to do, you need to add ports, you need to allow them, right? So here you
Yes.
can say like Linux group, Linux security group, okay? And then you need to allow the required ports. So suppose
Yes.
it will SSH. So SSH is required for connecting Linux server. You know that?
Yes.
So
Yes. I know SSH.
yeah, so you are basically connecting here and by this way. So I'm saying SSH protocol TCP port number is 22, then source. So in source there are three things: custom, your customized range, anywhere means anybody can access, and my IP means your server IP, right? Your local IP. So I
Okay.
use anywhere so that anybody can connect it, right? But if required, you can restrict this thing and you can allow only particular range. So that is perfect. All things are clear till now, right?
Yes.
So I am launching this server. Okay. Now you should have one key and
The keep.
having the important information to connect it. You can say that it is having the password for your server, right? So you need to click on create a new key pair and download it, right? So I say Eric server 2120. You need to download it.
And launch.
Yeah. And then launch. So I think you already done that. So I think it is easy for you. And
Yeah.
probably in view instances you can see. So this server is getting ready. right now it is in pending status. Okay. This is your unique EC2 instance. Okay. And,
Yes.
and okay, so perfect. The server got ready now, and you can see the status is running. That means this server is ready, right? Here you can add the tag. So I say Eric server. Okay. So you know how to connect the server? What tool you are using?
From now, I don't know. My computer, when I try to connect, this don't work. We can try
Okay.
it together.
Okay. So there is a tool basically which is called Putty.
Yes, I know Putty.
Putty. So you need to download Putty, and another tool is there which is called Putty Gen. So that is also required. Okay, to connect it from Windows machine. If you are using Windows machine, you need to use Putty and Putty Gen. If
I
you are
don't know.
using
You can
Linux,
download it for me.
yeah, and if you are using Linux machine or Mac OS, then you can directly connect it. So are you using Windows or are you using any other system?
I use Putty. I have Putty on my system. I have a Windows.
Windows. Okay, perfect. So Putty you have.
I don't know. I don't know if I have Windows, but we can check it. Can I share my screen? We try it.
Please, 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 you can.
Okay. Allow me to share the.
Let me check. It should be there. Mm, 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 mm. It is allowed. It is allowed. You can share.
No, you say you cannot share the screen. Why?
Okay,
Other
okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it, got it. My fault. One second.
So stop sharing your screen.
What happened? Give me one second. Somehow it is not working. Me. Why so?
On the top, yeah, there is red.
Hmm.
You see the screen on the green line.
I want to stop it, but it is not happening.
The red button of screen sharing.
Yeah, that's true. Fully ready. Everything is working apart from this.
Mhm.
Secure. One. Okay, let me try to close and I will join again. Huh? One sec.
Give me, give me remote control. I accept the remote control. Stop your screen sharing.
I'm clicking on approve, it is not working. Let's rejoin again, huh? Same link.
It's okay now. Hello?
Perfect. Now it's working. So 1 minute, huh? This is,
Now you see my screen?
yes, I can see. And even from tomorrow onwards, if you want to do the things from your side, that will be more better for me. If you are comfortable, I can guide you.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that for the other things, for the tomorrow class, you can do the things from yourself also. Will it be okay for you?
Yes.
Okay.
So you see, okay, yeah, it's okay. Now,
Yeah.
when
So it is getting ready, right? So just select
because,
this.
because I have this putty.
Yeah, that is good. But we need another tool also, which is called Putty Jan. Okay, so click cancel
Okay.
and click on connect. Now, uh, now there are few ways, right? That EC2 dash user is the username, and you can connect it directly. Now, if you see the third screen, SSH client, third option. No. Yeah, this one.
Yes.
So here you will find the simple commands that you need to run this command and this and go down.
The command is
Okay. I think you can you give me okay 1 sec. Can you give me remote? Give me the access. Okay, so I think you are using Windows only, right? So you can search via Putty official website. Download Putty. Okay, this putty.org. Click on download it here. If you go on this page, you can see this Putty Gen tool.
Yes.
Okay, so just download this one also. Putty Gen.
What is Putigen?
See there on the screen. You can click on it and you can download it.
Which one? Putigen? This
Putty
one?
Gen. 64-bit.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. So now if you go to your EC2 instance,
I
okay.
open.
Yeah. Open it. So here you need to click on load.
Yeah.
Click over there. Yeah. And you downloaded one PAM key, right? One when you created one key where you downloaded it. Yes. Click on the right top, right bottom instead of putty ppk above open. Just yes. Click on all files. Just see your file name which you created, the key file name, right? This one.
Maybe this one.
This is showing 20. I don't know which is the latest one. You are sure you saved it from this name only, right?
Yes, that is one I saved a long time, but we can check it.
Okay, click on save private key. Yes. And down and save it with the same name.
The same name was
Okay, put the name which you can remember, right, for this server. Not PAM, not PAM, not PAM. No, 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 no. Click cancel. Click cancel. Leave it. Go to your instance. Go to your instance
yes.
to console, yes. And if you go down, you can see your key name as well, which you have downloaded it, right? So you have given the key name,
This one's
this one,
keep on name. Say now.
uh, Senate. Okay. So
Yes.
you have downloaded this Senate name. So go to Puttygen tool again,
Yeah.
load key, load. This is Putty, not here. You need to go to Puttygen. So
Where
connecting, understood my thing. Like while connecting your server, first you need to convert your PAM file into PPK file. Okay, so that you can connect it with Putty. So you need to open
now
Putty Gen tool again. It is in downloaded folder. Download folders. It should be Senate. File name is Senate. Just search with that.
how to ping it to
Have you downloaded that file?
yes, I want to ping the putty to
Okay. Yeah. Just search Senate should be there. Not found. Go down. No, 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 no. Where it is? Did you saved it? I don't remember that.
Not yet.
Let's try to search.
No.
See November. Senate is not there. I think you didn't downloaded it. Okay, you got my point. You need to download that key. This key is probably or the search on desktop as well, maybe on the desktop. No. So you need to launch another server. You need to launch
Yeah.
another server and you have to ensure that you downloaded the key. Now you need to create a new key pair, right? If you have that key, you can use it later. But yes, this time you need to download. Okay. Okay. So this key pair now downloaded. You can use it. Now can you see that this file got downloaded?
Yes.
Perfect. Wonderful. So go to Poti Gen tool now. Save private key. So public key is over cloud and private key is for you. Okay. Save it. Don't give any extension. It will by default take PPK. Save. Done. Okay, so now we are good to connect the server. Okay, so just check if the server is ready. If it is ready, we can connect it with Putty tool.
Yes, it's ready.
Ready? So just note down the public IP address of this server.
Public IP 5490.
You can copy it from description. Go down in the details. In the details over top. Yeah. You can copy it. You can click on left button, this double book button. So that is already will get copy. Okay. So here is the public IP address. Then go to on the left side, go to SSH. No. That is fine. Go to left hand side, SSH authentication. Click on auth. Yeah. Click on browse. Perfect. You are doing fantastic things here. Click,
Oi.
click on yes. Okay. So are you able to connect? Oh, it is still time. See, you should just where is your putty console now?
Where is the console?
I don't know where you what happened. Give it again.
I will log in like
EC2
EC2
dash user. Yeah. EC,
dash Eric.
it is not ER2, it is EC2.
Yes.
So this is default user EC2 dash user.
It's user or Eric.
User. This is by default username. Okay. For
This is Linux dash Eric.
yeah.
It's default username.
Yes. Give
It's okay.
give enter. So here
Yes.
you
Go.
can see you are logged in, right?
Yes. Perfect.
Ah,
I
you are
thought
happy
it
now.
would be
Ah,
really.
finally it
Now
is
I
done,
can
right?
make LS.
Yeah. Whatever commands you want to run, you can do that. This Linux server is for you now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I think this is for today, right, Eric?
Yes.
And we will continue next on over the same time. I think that should be okay for tomorrow.
Okay.
So one more thing.
Tomorrow,
One
let
more.
us have a class tomorrow.
Sorry, say again.
Tomorrow we have a class tomorrow this time.
This time, yeah, same time.
Same time tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
Correct. Over Monday
And
we need to change, but tomorrow it will be same because tomorrow is my.
yes, tomorrow is the same, but Monday to Friday we change.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Got the point, man. Okay.
All right.
So I think just review the things and just go through the things which I discussed, and we have lot of fun tomorrow also. Okay.
Perfect.
Chalo, bhai. Bye. Take care. Good night.